Hello and welcome back. We are playing Ratchet and Clank 2002. We're on planet Orxon, Cocoa Refinery. We're just gonna keep on going. Playing as Clank right now. This is the second Clank playing portion in the game. Whatever. You guys know what I mean. Interesting little thing over here. We got some of our guys scattered around. That is a teleporter. Very interesting way of showing that. My dog is sitting under me right now. She is trying to nibble at my hands, which means she wants attention. I think she's gonna be here for the whole video this time. She's probably perplexed because I'm just sitting here talking at my video game, where normally I wouldn't be doing that. I would just be sitting here talking, and sometimes I'll talk to her while she's just sitting there, but oh, she just walked away. Never mind. Now she's embarrassed because she's part of the experience. But it's alright. Yeah, again, my dog, her name is Miso. She's a Shiba Inu. She's very quiet for a Shiba Inu and very friendly. Loves to play. Not misbehaved almost in any way. She's the best dog that I could ask for. I live in an apartment. It's difficult to have a dog in a situation like this when you got neighbors, and my complex actually doesn't allow dogs, but I have her registered as an ESA. Not going to go into much detail on that, but basically, I need her, and my landlord was accommodating of that, as they are legally required to be, and yeah, she's very well behaved. Doesn't bark almost at all. She's giving me her toy right now, so you're probably gonna hear that at some point. Yep, there it goes. Maybe she's just saying hello. But yeah, she's very, very calm, very cat-like in a lot of ways. Doesn't like to be imposed upon, but will let you know when she wants attention. And right now, that's what she wants. Best dog I could ever ask for. Especially living in the situation that I'm in. I have two other dogs, and they are also such good boys, and they have given me everything that they can, and I love them so much. They are two older dogs. That's the reason why I don't have them with me. I thought about taking them in and caring for them, because my parents do right now, and I felt like it would be wrong at first to move in where I live and leave them behind. In the end, I think it was the best decision I could have made. They are older dogs, and my parents have a backyard. I don't even have a balcony. They need access to outside so that they can take care of their daily functions and move at their own pace. And if they were living here with me, it would be a struggle for them. They would probably get unhealthy very quickly. Miso is very young. I adopted her as well. The story of how I got her is one of luck and an example of how thankful I am. Or not how thankful I am. I just am extremely thankful for my friends, but an example of why I'm so thankful for my friends. At a local animal shelter, there was a raffle happening because a local breeder, who wasn't supposed to be a breeder, was breeding Shiba Inus, and that led to a very abusive environment. illegal sale of puppies, milling of puppies, which is just... I don't understand how anybody can do that in good conscience. And it was just a very bad situation for the dogs. So the puppies got confiscated, and I think the parents also got confiscated from them, but they got moved to a different home. And so the puppies were at the animal shelter. They had 7 of them. And they were trying to figure out, because Shiba Inus are extremely popular dogs. So they were trying to figure out, how are we gonna handle these Shiba Inus? Because they are such a popular breed of dog, there's gonna be too much demand for them. And in the end they decided, oh, we'll do a raffle. A raffle will give everybody a fair chance in getting the dog that they want. And it was kind of a sad awakening, because there were so many dogs at this shelter, and there were only 7 Shiba Inu puppies. And there were a lot of dogs that weren't that old either. They were like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, up to elderly. But the dogs that were there were plenty of dogs that weren't that old. And the Shiba Inu puppies drew a crowd of over 300 people. So I'm complicit in that, and I do feel somewhat guilty. But at the same time, seeing the result, the dog that I got, Miso, I could not imagine a better fit for my situation. And in the end, it probably was the best move in my case. Some other people that were there, I'm sure, I mean, one guy pulled up in like one of those Mercedes that costs like 6 figures. And he walked away with a Shiba Inu puppy, and I kind of had a feeling that he would, but I felt like maybe he was just getting it as a status symbol. I don't know, everybody's in their own situations, and everybody's dealing with their own things. I don't want to judge too harshly. There were definitely a lot of people there that had better situations in which they could definitely afford to raise a dog that needed it, rather than a dog that they wanted. And I did feel bad about that. I still do kind of feel bad about that, because I have my own senior dogs. I love them so much, and I can't provide a home that they would thrive in. We were at this raffle. There were 7 dogs, 7 Shiba Inu puppies that were being raffled. I was walking around looking at them, and I noticed this shy one standing in the back. She was coming up, her tail was wagging. I didn't know it was a she at the time. I was in that mentality that all dogs are good boys. So I just assumed that that's a good boy. You know, that's the guy. And she was wagging her tail. She was comfortable. Oh man, I had a feeling that was gonna happen. But yeah, she was comfortable wagging her tail, but very shy, very reserved. And I was like, oh, that one's interesting. Like, all the other ones are so playful and like aggressively playful. Like, they were running up and nibbling on people's fingers and trying to lick through the cage grate, and you know, it was a very cute experience. But yeah, so I submitted my name in the raffle. Oh man, I'm lost. I hope, of course, it's all the way over here. Okay, so of course I put my name in the raffle, registered my information and everything. And my friends that I came there with also registered, but they registered under my name because one of them, her family couldn't afford, I mean, not her family, sorry, but her situation couldn't afford her to raise a dog. She had already tried, and she had to put the dog out for adoption, and it was very heartbreaking for her, I remember. She bought him toys and a cage and everything, and in the end she had to relinquish him to the shelter. And her boyfriend, now they are more than that, which is amazing. Wait, what? Okay, let's see here. There's some kind of glitch happening. Again, these games aren't perfect, but you know. Okay, now let's see if you can enter. Yes, perfect. Alright. So anyways, I registered under my own name, and they also registered under my name. So I now had 3 chances to win the raffle. I'm the type of person that I go into any situation expecting the bottom outcome. I don't expect to win any raffles. I don't expect to win any prizes. In this situation, this channel, I don't expect to get anything out of this other than the fact that I'm putting it out there, I'm giving it my best shot, and I sincerely hope that someone enjoys it, but I don't expect to make this my life. And I think that's a healthy way of going into things, because you're not really setting yourself up for failure, you're setting yourself up for growth. And... okay. You're setting yourself up for growth, anyways. And, I mean, that's just been my life. That's been how I try to set myself up for everything. When I was going to college, even when I was graduating college, and when I was applying for jobs, and up until now. The same went for when I met Miso. I had 3 chances to win the raffle, so I knew that I was doing my best. And then, in the end, if I ended up not getting Miso, then at least I tried. And I could live comfortably with the fact that I did my best, I didn't achieve my desire, and I could move on. Everything was going to be okay. In the end, that's not what happened. And my friend's name got pulled, which means that I was a winner in this raffle. I never win raffles, so I was shocked, to say the least. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, there go all my boys. I was shocked, and I was kind of like in a what is it called, like a fugue state, where I was just like going through the motions. They called up my friend called me, and they registered my information, and my friend picked the dog, because technically she won the raffle, but she won it for me, so she picked the dog. She picked Miso. And Miso was one of 2 or 3 that were left. And I think it was 2. I think it was between her and a boy. And she was like, my friend was like, I'm picking the girl one. And I knew right away. Well, no, I didn't know right away. I'm sorry. That's a lie. I didn't know right away that her name was going to be Miso. But I saw her description, and I was like, yes, this is the one. And they brought her out, and she was all messed up because she had just gotten her shots, and she was dazed and confused. I was dazed and confused. I didn't even know what was going on at this point, and I was not ready. I was my living situation wasn't set up for this yet. So when they brought her out, I was like, can I come pick her up this weekend? I need to set up my place. They were like, no, you need to take her today, or you need to relinquish your victory to somebody else. And I was like, okay, no, this is happening. She's my dog now, and I'm gonna give her the best life that I can. So, they brought her to us, and I picked her up and carried her to my car, and it was early in the morning, so we went and got breakfast, and while we were eating breakfast, she started to show some attention, like she was coming out of her daze. She's whining now. I think she knows that I'm talking about her. Maybe she's embarrassed. She's very smart. It surprises me sometimes what she understands. And, yeah, so she was coming out of her daze, and, she was just staring at me like, who is this person? Who is this person that is guiding me now? And we were eating at a cafe, and I fed her a piece of honeydew. And I was like, maybe I should name her Yuki. And my friend was like, doesn't Yuki mean snow? She's not snow-colored. And I was like, oh yeah, that's true, that's true. Nah. Miso, because she's miso-colored. And that was how Miso became Miso. And after that, we went to Petco, or PetSmart. I think it was PetSmart. And I picked out a leash for her, I picked out a collar, made her name tag. I put my parents' address on it because that's just the safest option. My parents live in a very reliable area. So if she was to be returned to them, then I know that they would be able to take care of her. At least until I got back. And, yeah. That was that. I went to my friend's house, and I picked up the cage and the, what's it called? The bed cushion that she had bought for the dog that she was adopting in the beginning. And she was like, it came full circle in the end. I can't have this dog. I couldn't have that dog. So now you have Miso, and you're gonna take care of her with these things. And I was like, yes. Yes, I am. And so I brought everything to my place. They brought the cage because the cage was for a slightly bigger dog. Actually, it's like the size of a husky's cage. And she's small. She doesn't need that much space, but I wanted to make sure that she didn't feel like she was trapped. And eventually, she came to understand that the cage, even though it was locked when I was gone at work, it was open whenever she needed it to be open. And it was her place of comfort. It was her refuge, her home, and she goes to her cage on her own, or went to her cage on her own. I didn't even have to tell her. The door was always open, and she would come and go as she pleased. I just wanted to make sure that she knew if she ever needed to get away, or like if there were too many people, or whatever, that she could go be in her room, and she could be comfortable there. And that's what ended up happening, to the point that... Oh, alright. Brutal. Anyways, so that's what ended up happening. Her cage became her room, and At some point, we decided, me and my girlfriend at the time, decided that she doesn't need a cage anymore. We got rid of the cage. We put it away for storage. We keep it in case we move somewhere where maybe she does need it, like maybe she needs it to get acclimated. It's familiar to her, so she won't be uncomfortable in it. And we moved her bed into the living room. And now, she just chills in the living room all the time. She doesn't chew the furniture, she doesn't make a mess. She's just perfect for my living situation, and she's adopted it as her own. Take her out 2-3 times a day, however often she needs. She goes to the door to let me know. She's very happy, I can tell, every day. Taking a break from the game for a moment to talk about my dog, but yeah, that's the story of Miso, how I got a Shiba Inu, basically. It wasn't about the money, but I'm glad that I didn't have to spend $3,000 to a puppy mill. I was lucky enough to get her from an adoption center, and in a raffle at that, thanks to my friends. Alright, continuing with the game now.
Better not let Ratchet see this one.
Oh man. What is that? Clank. So now you can see there's kind of distrust happening between the two. They're forced to travel together because of their situation, and they're both very uncomfortable with each other. I don't remember it happening this way in the remake, but you can see things have become very uncomfortable very quickly.
Hey! You giving me these or not?
They are magnetic. I appear to be stuck to them.
Oh. What do you have in there?
Gears, metal filings, dust.
You know what I mean. What is it?
I will show you this, but you must promise to stay focused on our missions.
Is it something about Quark?
Cities are full of smog, swamps are full of muck, and tar pits are full of tar. But here at Joe I Resort, the sun shines 24 hours a day. Visitors get a free O2 mask to explore our warm waters. The benign marine life will welcome you to the big blue world under the sea. You can also use our complimentary flippers to partake in speed swimming. So come to Joe I Resort and leave your world and your troubles behind.
Joai Resort, Pokitaru.
I knew it.
Oh, come on. Switch off your nerd circuits and have some fun. Look, we'll go just long enough to pick up the O2 mask.
Perhaps the extra oxygen will help your brain to function properly.
Yeah, maybe the salt water will rust your mouth shut.
Alright, so yeah, things have gotten very uncomfortable between the two. We can go back to Battalia and explore that area. I'm gonna go to Joai Resort first because the O2 mask will allow us to explore this planet. Yeah, so we'll do that. If you recall, in the beginning of being at Orxon, they mentioned that an O2 mask is required for organic life forms. So that's what we're gonna do. Get an O2 mask, and we'll be able to explore that planet. This is so bright! Look at all these colors! Oh my god! It's such a contrast to the past few planets we've been in. It's not quite as vibrant as a game played with RGB LED features or whatever, but it's so colorful. There's a lot going on here. I don't remember if PS2 was the limit.
You two are the first friendly faces I've seen in weeks. You are friendly, aren't you?
To you, yes. To him, no.
Well, friend, have I got a deal for you? Since the Blarg began dumping their toxic sludge into our ocean, the wildlife has,
Become ravenous mutants?
yeah, you could say that. All my customers either left or became lunch. So I'm closing the place down. However, I just so happen to have one, count 'em one, O2 mask left.
How much?
It's not for sale.
But you said...
I said I had a deal, and indeed I do. You boys get rid of those Blarg ships, and it's yours. Just escort me to the other end of this resort, and you can use our jet fighter.
Jet fighter, eh? All right. But you better not try to stiff us.
Alright, and the jet fighter is the reason why we got that pilot's helmet in the end. But yeah, so, right, PlayStation 2 was actually limited by the amount of colors that it could have on screen at one time. So, oh man, I forgot about these guys. They are not good to hit with the wrench. So maybe this will be more useful. And then this. Alright. That was easy enough. So, PlayStation 2 was limited by the amount of colors you could see on screen at any given moment, I believe. That had an impact on how colorful they could make scenes in some of the worlds, or like, oh man, the processing power is struggling here. Something must be sucking it up. Okay, alright. It's alright. I think there's a checkpoint coming up. But yeah, no, so PlayStation 2 was limited by the amount of colors you could experience on screen at a time. And that's what shaders are for. Shaders and lighting effects, they kind of extend that range by taking one color and turning it into, I don't know, 5 or 6 colors that are, well, that's okay.
Hi there,
Yeah,
Fuzzball.
we have a ton of weapons available.
That's a
I
real
forgot that
beauty.
we haven't bought anything in a while. We'll try one more time with the weapons we have on hand. But we'll have to get the rocket launcher at some point, because it's,
Hi there, Fuzzball.
yeah, no, we'll get it. Because it's a good
got some
weapon to
great
have.
bargains.
Okay, so, yeah, color limitations. I think 2D images weren't that much of an issue, but 3D objects were. So, you have this limitation that restricts how vibrant you're able to make your worlds. And it kind of sucks, but a lot of developers figured out ways to get around it. And yeah, one of those ways was by using shaders, another one was by using lighting effects, and post-processing. But yeah, basically, you won't see it that much in this game, but there were a couple of times in other Ratchet and Clank titles. Sorry. Alright, I'm gonna stop trying to take shortcuts here.
Hi there,
I'm gonna
Fuzzball.
get this. This uses no ammo. And it lets me punch. Hopefully that gives me a little bit more power against these guys. Yeah, it's got some range to it, so it doesn't make me get hit by their spikes. Except in that situation. Yo, that's strong. Alright, anyways, Jesus, I've been talking about the same thing now for like 5 minutes. The color limitations, you don't see it that much in this game, But in some later titles, you'll notice that some of the effects are changed. By the color limitations that they are experiencing in the development of the game. And, I mean, growing up, I just thought it looked kind of cool. I was like, oh, that's green now and it used to be blue? That's nice. But, I don't know. Some people probably saw it as inconsistency in the development process, and maybe it didn't sit as nicely with others. It does kind of... oh yeah, they can fit in this. It does kind of take away from the world a little bit, because all of a sudden there's this weird change that you weren't expecting. Oh man, okay. Well, we're just gonna continue this on the next episode. But yeah, this is a great use of color that they have done here. A lot of very vibrant looking colors, and they did everything they could to make this place look like a
Hi there, fuzzball.
resort. Alright. So yeah, we'll continue this on the next episode from Joai Resort. Thank you again for joining for these episodes. I hope it's been an enjoyable experience so far. We're about halfway through the game now, so we've got a ways to go. It's been a fun ride so far, and I'm glad for everybody that decided to join and be on the ride with us. Thank you, and have a great day. We'll see you next time.